What's up, guys? Welcome back to Man Cave Collectibles, coming at you today with another figure review. Today I want to take a look at another Mythic Legions figure. So this is a figure that came in on one of my recent toy haul videos. Go back and check that out. We got him in along with a few other of the Legion figures from Big Bad Toy Store. And really excited about this guy, and one of the reasons I'm excited about him is up until this point I've only opened just regular size or dwarf size Mythic Legions figures. So this is part of, I guess, something kind of in a newer realm that Mythic Legions was going in with a 9-inch figure. We have a 9-inch ogre. It goes by the name of Kkurzog. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly. I am new to the Mythic Legions lore, but I'm learning, and if somebody wants to drop in the comments the correct pronunciation down below, feel free to do that. But it's spelt as Kkurzog. So really cool looking character. I really like just the size of him. We'll take a look at his size comparison with a few of the Mythic Legions that I do have in my collection so far, along with some other lines. But let's go ahead and take a look at the box. So we get a little bit different packaging with this guy than what we've gotten with the other figures I've opened so far. They've been kind of more on a blister card type of packaging. With this guy, we get more of a box, and really I guess this dude is just the sheer size and weight of him. You're not able to put him on a blister card. So we have just window packaging here, real nice cardboard box that encases him, some very nice kind of product promotional art here kind of wrapping around. Looks like maybe we've got another ogre here, and looks maybe like a barbarian, female barbarian there. Very nice. As we come on around, I want to say this guy's name is maybe the Tower, something like that. I want to pick him up as well. I kind of wanted to get a few of these in and see what I thought of them before I kind of went that way. And then another character that I'm really keeping my eye on, I want to try to pick up Atlas, the Conqueror, I believe is his name. So just some real cool box art just kind of wrapping around this entire box. Really nice. And coming on over, looks like we've got some orcs and ogres here on this side as well, and this does appear to be our Kkurzog figure. Now, one thing we didn't cover here on this side, you do have your kind of bio there of Kkurzog. Pause that if you want to check that out. On the back we have our kind of the write-up of the Mythic Legions mythos there. So pretty cool. Very similar to the packaging on the blister card packs, just done a little bit differently. Let's go ahead and pop this guy out of his packaging. Let's see what we got. Alright guys, so we got our Kkurzog figure out of his packaging and here on our review table. Let's go ahead and jump right on into accessories to start off. So he only comes really with, I guess we'll call it one accessory. So we've got kind of this mace type of weapon here. Looks really nice. They've got a lot of paint detail and paint work here sculpted onto this. Got a lot of little nice kind of silver accents there throughout, a little bit of a kind of a gray and black wash kind of throughout as well. Makes it look really good. Got some battle damage here on the blades of the mace, and you can tell these are very nicely sculpted in. Looks really good. So you can see the length of this mace. And the reason I said we'll call it only one accessory is you've got the full mace here, and then you've got two extension pieces here for this mace. So if you wanted to make it, a lot longer, you can see here that it comes up to about chest height. If you wanted to make it a lot longer, you can always just remove this portion from it and just install the extensions there onto it and pop it back in just like that. And now you can see he's got a weapon that is a good bit taller even than he is at 9 inches. So there's that option. I think that's a fantastic option there to kind of give you some customization of your weapons for this character. And that is all he comes with. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at Kkurzog up close. So pulling him right up to the camera here. Unfortunately, I have received my first figure from Big Bad Toy Store from a Mythic Legion standpoint with QC issues. So they're not terrible, but they're there, and a little bit annoying, kind of, especially one of them, and I'll go ahead and show you what that is. Right here on the top of his head, you can see that he has gotten some really bad paint rub. You can see that it's instead of having kind of this flat green like he has on the rest of his head, the plastic that he was encased in the box has rubbed the top of the head, and it's rubbed the green off right here in this area. You can see that the green is gone, and it's kind of shined up that small little area. That's a tough QC issue there. I may reach out to Big Bad and just see if there's anything they can do. We also have here in the arm, you can see this pretty well, some pretty good paint chipping there in the the elbow joint. So that can be covered up by slightly bending the arm some, so I can get around that. But this one here, this one's a little tougher to deal with there. It really wouldn't take anything but just kind of an additional head to fix that. And then he has a little bit of something here on his tooth. For whatever reason, the tooth had kind of like some fuzz on it, and in this one you can see that this tooth still has it. I'm not sure what that fuzz is out of the packaging. It's very odd, but this one had it as well, and then when it come off, you can see it kind of still left a little bit of a, I don't know, some kind of issue there on the paint. Overall though, this figure looks fantastic, so we'll go ahead and just start looking at the detail. I mean, when you look at the sculpting detail here, just of the teeth and the mouth and that face, I mean, this is really just, unheard of in the toy industry to be able to get this kind of detail on a face. We just don't see that very much. I collect a lot of Marvel Legends, and I love Marvel Legends. Not that I'm bashing Marvel Legends. It's a $20 figure, so you get what you pay for. But you're not used to this type of sculpt detail on an action figure line like that. So to kind of have a plastic action figure line that you're able to see the sculpting detail that the Four Horsemen are doing here is just phenomenal, and it really makes you feel like you're getting your money's worth out of what you're purchasing. Got kind of a soft plastic here for his kind of chest piece. Moving on down, you can see just the sculpt work there in the arms, biceps and triceps look really, really good. Moving on down here to the gauntlet area here. You can see we got real nice sculpt work here. Looks like maybe some type of horns that he's kind of converted over into his gauntlets. Looks really nice. Sculpt work is just perfection on those. Got real nice paint detail here on the buckles for those. One thing I can say so far with what I've reviewed of the Mythic Legions line is just the paint work is just really, really well done. And the issue that we have here on the top of the head, that's not poor paint work. Maybe that's just bad luck. I can't really put that toward. That's not a QC issue that I can really aim at the Four Horsemen. That's just kind of an unfortunate situation with the packaging. But look at just all the sculpt work in this belt. The loincloth here that he has does have some. It really mimics fur. I'm sure it's not a real fur, but the only thing I've noticed is even as he's been standing here, you can kind of see laying out here that it's very mildly shedding kind of this fur-like material that is around his belt. But these are real nicely sculpted to kind of look like leather, just a soft plastic, so they'll get out of your way from a standpoint of posing and articulation. And then coming on down to kind of his shin armor, knee armor, you can see we kind of got these same bone slash, horns that he used up here on his wrist gauntlets. He's also using them here on his arm or on his shins. And we've got real nice buckles in there, sculpted and painted. And then the feet look really, really well done. You can see the sculpt and mold is excellent. All the way down to the toenails there. The paintwork looks really good. This thing has really nice shading throughout. It has a little bit of a dark wash kind of where it's needed, so you don't just have all, one color all the way through and through. Looks really, really good. So now let's go ahead and take a look at articulation on this guy. All right, so looking at the head, we can get the head down about that much and get it up to about right there. We can get plenty of side to side movement back and forth, no problems there. We can get those arms up to about right there with no stress. Full 360 on them. Get the 90 degrees on the arm, and this is where got a little bit of that paint rub. You can cover that up by simply doing this here. Bring that back down. We do not, doesn't appear we have any articulation here in the forearm. If we do, it's extremely tight. We do have a full 360 here. In the wrist, that wrist does have a hinge on it there, just a little bit tight, but you can get it back and forth there. We'll try this just to be certain. It feels like it wants to move, but it's not, and I guess it could be those gauntlets maybe, or preventing, if there is any, not sure. Lots of range of motion here in the waist area. You can see that forward and back, a little bit of side to side, and we can turn. So pretty good. Got a little bit of paint chipping coming off here as we're articulating him for the first time. Get those splits all the way out. Very nice. Got a swivel here at the top of the thigh, so that can give you a full swivel. Got, we can't quite get 90 degrees here in our elbow. And then in the ankle articulation, just as we've seen with Mythic Legions, plenty of ankle movement and ankle articulation. It's a little bit tight, so I may heat it up before I stress it out too much, but lots of side to side movement. Looking really good. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll bring out a few other figures for size comparison. All right, guys, so just a little bit of size comparison for you. We've got our Torgon figure from the Mythic Legions line, a NECA cartoon Donatello, and then a Marvel Legends Hulk figure. So you can see this guy is just massive. This is a big figure, but he's even bigger, especially from a height standpoint. So really like this figure overall. A little bit disappointed in the QC issues on this one, but again, I don't think, especially with the head situation here, I can't really attribute that necessarily to the manufacturing process. I think that's just from being in the the box the way he was. So that may be something I might can get fixed. That maybe I can get an extra head or something, I don't know, to fix that. But overall, I am happy with him. We see the paint chipping in the joints. That's something we see with NECA regularly. So that's not something I'm too hard on companies for, just because, again, those joints are made to move. And when you have friction, when you have moving parts, there's going to be friction, and that's going to create some paint rub. So at least the plastic underneath is close enough in color that it doesn't, make a big difference, or at least a noticeable difference. If you guys enjoyed this quick review of Mythic Legions Kkurzog, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Got a lot more Mythic Legions reviews on the way. That like button certainly helps this video get out, get shared. That's how the YouTube analytics work. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you as part of the Man Cave Collectibles team. We do regular content, everything from toy hunts to reviews. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time.